On defense, Michigan came into the season with arguably, well, it was kind of interesting because last year they had a very, very good defense, one of the 5 best or so in college football, but they lost 9 to 10 starters, depending on your depth chart of choice. And so people didn't know, okay, are they still going to maintain this and be this good? Well, they showed right out of the gate that they would. And so nobody has really torn them up. Even the Penn State game, it got out of hand from a score perspective, but that's just the offense continuing to give it up in bad field position to set up the Penn State offense in that particular game. But I saw the Wisconsin game last week, and yes, they started to wear down near the end of the game because, again, the offense just put them out there constantly. But this Michigan defense is pretty serious. The defensive line is one of the very best.
I agree. Rashawn Gary and Chase Winovich, very physical, very fast guys on the defensive line that Ohio State is going to have their hands full all day with. And it'll be interesting to see as well what Ohio State decides to do tempo-wise to determine the tempo of this game, knowing this is most likely going to be a defensive battle. Specifically, Michigan will try to game plan for a defensive battle with their offense not being the best. I can see those two specifically having greater days.
Maurice Hurst is also one of the best in the business up front, really stops the run, pushes the pocket in the pass game. If you're into stats and you're into defensive stats, typically a decent team will have 2, maybe 3 guys that'll have close to 10 tackles for loss. Michigan has 5 guys with at least 10 tackles for loss. You mentioned Winovich, he's got 6.5 and 7.5 sacks on the season. Khaleke Hudson has 14.5 tackles for loss and 6.5 sacks. Devin Bush is a really, really good linebacker. Saw him make a play against Wisconsin that proved key when Michigan actually took the lead at 10-7, dropped into coverage, kind of got lost in coverage, and Alex Hornibrook threw the ball to him, and he made a great play on the ball, converging with the other DB on the pick, and brought that back, and Michigan was in business, at least at that point, but the offense just wasn't good enough to keep the lead.